So one of my favorite mechanisms of the interior of the CLK500 is what I call the seatbelt concierge. You could call it seatbelt butler for short if you wish. I quite like it, and let me show you how it works. So you close the door, you put your trusty Mercedes key into the ignition, you bring that 5-liter beast to life, and magically this seatbelt butler slides out, brings you your seatbelt, you clasp it, and then it disappears again. So I think it's quite clever. Of course, it's something else that can break in an older car, but this car has seen 115,000 miles and it works perfectly every single time. It works the exact same way. So knock on wood, that's going to continue to work forever. And like everything else in the cabin, it's really held up well. So I have no reason to believe that it will break. But that is just one feature that I really like. So another feature I really like about this car, and it took me a while to figure it out, I was wondering what these two indicators were here to the left of the light mechanism, and those indicate fog lamps for the rear of the car. I figured it out after 4 months of owning this car. So you simply put your headlights on, and let's go to the back. And you'll see here that you have your typical tail lights. Okay. Now, if you go back here and you pull this once, okay, let's do that. That green light will come on, and that'll indicate that the front fog lamps are on. Now, you pull it twice, you'll see that an orange indicator comes on, meaning that your beautiful CLK will have this extremely bright fog lamp on the rear of the car. And I imagine if you drive around at night with that on, people will get very angry because it is quite bright. And as you can see, it's almost double the brightness. Now, to compare it with the other one, I was able to get the other one off. You'll see that that's just kind of that dull tail lamp, and you can really notice it from the back here. It's quite shiny. So on those days, you know, those really foggy, kind of dreary days at night, perhaps, when you're driving crazy highways, that would be a wonderful thing to have. And that's exactly what those two indicators are for. Front fog lamps, rear fog lamps. I really like that. My third favorite feature of the CLK500, as you know, it's a two-door coupe. There's very little space between the front seat and the rear entry position. So one of my I think this is very clever, by the way. I like the way this works. Now you can see I've put the headrest all the way to the top just to sort of illustrate this to the maximum, and you can see the seat is back quite a ways. But when you take this lever and you pull the seat up, okay, so that's still, you know, and I'm going to grab for my bags because, you know, plastic bags are pretty much illegal right now, and I don't disagree with that. It's all going to end up in the ocean, you know, dirty, disgusting, discarded masks in the back. But back to the point is, if you lift again, the seat bounces up even more forward than you would initially expect. So essentially you've got this entire huge space. Sorry, there's a bird attacking me, I believe, in the background. And this really allows you to, like, you know, if you really wanted to get in there, it's pretty darn easy. And it actually, if you move the seat up, you know, if you have a small person in the back and a small person in the front, they're actually going to have some decent space. So let's just put that back in position. Now you'll see that there's now this was a problem. I think it's just an electronic problem with my car, is that this headrest usually goes down automatically as soon as you bring the seat back. But I'm going to have to put the key in the ignition in order to make that happen. So just bear with me as I walk around. And it is a power function, so let's just put that key in there. And one of my favorite features, and it kind of let me down as I was making the video, so this is a bit of a blooper. Now when you, oh, it's still stuck. Huh. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I'm gonna have to use the door panel, get that down. So as you bring the seat back down, you can notice the headrest went down by itself. You put it down once, okay? Now you're gonna get a message on the dashboard. I'll quickly go over to that side of the car, and it's gonna say restraint system service, okay? And I'll tell you the reason why. Because the seat has not been put back to its proper position. So you got to give it a little extra push. There we go. So as you can see, that is a great feature to really open up the side of the car so that you can ingress and egress quite easily. I think Mercedes did a great job there on a car that's, you know, really 19 years old. I think it's an excellent design element. So that's my 3 favorite features of the CLK500 so far in this 4 months of ownership.